The new season of Stranger Things, which released on the 27th of November, has come out, and watching it is our goal. And to achieve that, I have to watch its previous 4 seasons, and every episode is between 1 to 2 hours long. Spoiler alert, I finished everything in 4 days. Yes, bro, I watched all of Stranger Things in just 4 days. I just couldn't stop. Now, I can say without any hesitation that it was my best ever binge-watching experience ever. I have never enjoyed binge-watching any other show like this before, but something bad happened during season 4. Come with me, I'll tell you. See, I started this series only because of the current hype around season 5, and I thought let's watch just 1 episode and then sleep. But 5 hours later, at 4 a.m. after finishing episode 5, I was just sitting in front of the TV thinking, how did I miss this? Season 1 had everything unique and amazing, from its concept to its characters. I still remember that shocking moment when Eleven was eating at the restaurant and the next second, the restaurant gets blown apart with guns. That was something that prepared me that no, this is not just a show for kids. And moving forward, it keeps getting better. Now I think if you try explaining Stranger Things to someone on paper, it sounds very childish. A group of 4 kids. One of them goes missing and there are monsters in the universe. But the main sauce is how the story unfolds in front of us. The way the tension and helplessness of a mother was used was brilliant. That entire light scene gives you so much hope, because everyone in the series is thinking that Will is only kidnapped. But only his mother and we as the audience know that this is not true. The whole scene where they create a cotton body and do the funeral was shocking. And even you get so deeply involved thinking who is doing all this and who is desperate enough to turn Will's disappearance into death. Leaving all the serious things aside, season 1 had a very different charm. That kid-style music, their innocence, and the way they took everything so seriously and cinematically was a delight to watch on screen. The Demogorgon was very scary, and I loved the concept of the upside down. All over, season 1 was an absolute banger for me. And I was certain that now I definitely want more of this series. The vibe, the music, the characters. For this season, my 2 favorite characters were Eleven and Joyce. Yes, I will tell my favorite characters for each season as well, so enjoy. This season continues the legacy of the first one, and I know this may be an unpopular opinion, but I like this season even better than the first. And that happened because of 2 reasons. First, the introduction of Max, with whom I instantly fell in love the moment I saw that arcade scene. And second, the return of Eleven. And bro, I still remember when at the end of episode 1 they revealed that Eleven is alive. I was so happy because I had no idea, and I thought she died at the end of season 1. Keeping that aside, the monster in this season was even scarier compared to season 1. And I think there are so many memorable moments in the season. Bob's whole heroic arc, and that scene where the creature tries to enter Will was so scary. And finally, we get to see the snowball dance that was promised in season 1. That moment was magical. Now talking about the main OGs, this was the season where one of the best duos was born, Dustin and Steve. They meet here, and from here we see one of the best character developments ever. Steve's growth, his caring nature, everything was shown in such an awesome manner. But I have one complaint with this season, which still sticks with me. The Lost Sister episode. I don't know if the makers were trying to set up a spin-off or it was just an experiment, but suddenly for 50 minutes, the entire Stranger Things vibe disappeared and the show went somewhere else. I'm glad they didn't stretch it beyond 1 episode, but was a full 50-minute episode really necessary just to make Eleven realize things? Because of that, this season slightly lags for me. Still, the ending of the season was very powerful. The scene where they pull the mind flayer out of Will's body was amazing, and Eleven closing the gate in the end was super cool. But man, after finishing season 2, I realized that this was becoming the best binge experience of my life. For this season, my 2 favorite characters were Max and Dustin. I cried in this season, bro. See, I had already watched many reels and read articles, and I learned that many people didn't like season 3 that much. To all those people, I'd only say, bro, you are missing this masterpiece. I love this season the same as the first 2. The only difference was that until season 2, I was watching this series for its world, events, and story. But this season, I enjoyed purely because of the characters. And man, I was shocked. Why did I feel so connected to these characters? Hopper threatening Mike, the keep the door open 3 inches moment. Steve's reaction when he meets Dustin for the first time. Everything was so fun to watch that I actually started craving more daily life episodes instead of upside down chaos. And then the OG and most beautiful moment, when Dustin and Susie sing together. It was so hilarious that you enjoy it even more. In this season, Robin is introduced, and I don't know how they pull this off every time, but this character was so likable. I loved her humor, teasing Steve, their friendship evolving, everything. Also, in this season, the villain finally gets a personality. And bro, Billy had that intimidating look which should scare you. Billy's character shined a lot, and his origin was effective enough to make us feel for him too. Now I know I sound like a fanboy, but one thing that bothered me was the origin of the problem. Joyce predicting the whole situation based on just magnets was a bit too much for me. And yes, by this season a pattern becomes clear. 3 teams, separate storylines. They gather at the end, share knowledge, boom, big climax. But shamefully, this formula works perfectly on me. Now about the moment where I cried when Hopper's letter reaches 11. Bro, I don't know why, but at that moment tears just came out on their own. Their bond is so pure, so strong, I was deeply connected. All over, I freaking love this season as well. Even with flaws, I couldn't stop myself from loving it. If we judge by character-focused fun, this might be the best Stranger Things season for me. My favorite characters for this season were Hopper and Steve. This is the season because of which Stranger Things once again became a perfect show among people, and I would agree to some extent. Yes, this season was awesome as always. The Duffer Brothers delivered excellence again, but there's something I want to say before praising it. Somewhere throughout this season, I miss the old Stranger Things. I don't know if it's because of binge watching, but even though this season gives its story, villain, and characters a very serious plotline and purpose, somewhere I miss that stupidity and carelessness which made me fall in love with this series in the first place. But leaving that aside, what should I even say? Like every season, this one was a blast too. But what this season does better than every other one is build lore and set up the villain. I still remember my exact reaction when I finished the episode revealing Vecna's origin. I was thinking, this is the best show on this planet. The biggest complaint for 3 seasons was that villains were forgettable, not emotionally impactful. The Duffers fixed that foundation. All the previous villains were just disciples of the big bad Vecna, and the way Vecna's backstory was shown shook me, half visually through Nancy, half directly through Vecna explaining everything to Eleven, and the question of Eleven doubting herself, whether she killed those children or not, whether she herself is a monster. That seed was planted perfectly. Even we as viewers started doubting. Now talking about the best moment, not just of this season, but of all Stranger Things, Chapter 4. Dear Billy, the way a character can be explored from deep within. This episode is the example. Max's sudden behavioral changes after Season 3. Her thoughts knowing she might die. And Sadie Sink's monologue sitting at the grave. Exceptional. The placement and execution of running up that hill was amazing. But for me, the monologue before that really touched me. How a character can speak continuously for 3 minutes and you get emotional only through words. That is excellent performance. This episode made me add Running Up That Hill to my playlist and made it my best Stranger Things moment ever. Another scene I want to mention, when Mike and Will are traveling in the van and Will indirectly confesses to Mike. I don't know why, but that scene left a unique impact on my mind. Maybe because of Noah's acting and the way Jonathan watches Will through the rearview mirror, Will turning away and crying. Beautiful and emotional. Now talking about the Russia sequence. I'm sorry. I know I'll get abused for saying this, but I didn't enjoy it. The whole sequence where Hopper tries to escape prison and then somehow they decode in Russia that killing the Demogorgons will affect Vecna didn't make much sense to me. Although yes, after such a long wait, seeing Joyce and Hopper reunite felt so good. And even above that, seeing Hopper and Eleven reunite made me cry again. I personally love their bond a lot. And talking about Elle, she gets her powers back. And the scene where she blows up the helicopter was cool and all, but my mind still kept going back to Will and Jonathan's bonding. But man, this season proved how a series could be built toward its endgame, purely through writing. I'm sure they didn't plan Vecna from the start, but they executed it perfectly, and I loved this season. For this season, my favorite characters were Will and Max. They both won me over with their acting performances. So yeah, this was my experience. Now, if you watch this video to the end, then leave #.killsteve in the comments, so I can recognize you in the comments section, and so our wishes come true. Until then, bye.